What's that then?
Blank screen. Welcome everybody to this week's video edition of Connect Up, and this is number 30.
It is the 30th.
In
Can
the
you
series.
believe it? I know.
Already. Now, we began with some music, as you heard. John Coltrane playing Blue Train. Now, I wonder why. Well, we'll find out the answer to that question
We will.
a little later on.
Yes. Okay.
Over to you.
Is it over to me? Excellent. Now, I'm going to... I get... It's like good cop, bad cop, isn't it?
It is.
I get the bad news today, and that is just really a reminder that all of our communal worship has been suspended in all 3 churches. Sadly, we have had to do that because the virus is prevalent, and we just want to help to keep everyone safe. Now, as things currently stand, we think that this is likely to extend to the end of February, but we will keep you fully informed. That means that all of our worship will be online, either live or pre-recorded, and you can still visit St Michael's Church during the day from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock for quiet prayer, but St John's remains closed and St Mildred's is temporarily shut while the decorators work away.
Sam and Phil, and if you hear some banging and crashing, and Liam as well.
Leon.
Leon, is it?
It's Leon.
Leon.
Yes.
If you hear some banging and crashing over our voices, it's Sam and Phil. Leon's already gone, clearing up and heading off into the weekend.
Yes, they are.
Doing a great job here.
Yes.
Now then, Saturday and Sunday worship. What have we got for you? Well, this morning, we continue our series of Epiphany services through which we explore the significance of Jesus. Signs of Glory will be available online today from 7 o'clock this morning, and then this evening from 7 o'clock, both services will be watchable thereafter. You'll be able to take part in the latest Ending with a Hymn. Now, tomorrow, live streamed from St Mildred's, will be a Celtic Eucharist at 9:30 in the morning, and that will be swiftly followed by Holy Communion from the Book of Common Prayer at 11 a.m. As well as being live streamed, both services will be recorded, so you can catch them later if you wish.
Fabulous. Right, now the Week of Prayer for Christian Unity for 2021 has been prepared by the monastic community of Grandchamp. Is that how you pronounce it?
I would say so.
Something like that. It looks like Grand Champ, but I'm sure it's not. It's in Switzerland anyway. And the theme of this year's service is Abide in my love and you shall bear much fruit, which comes from St John's Gospel. Now, churches together in Tenterden will be marking the Week of Prayer for Christian Unity with a special Zoom service tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And if you go into your copy of Connect Up, you will find all the information that you need to join this service. We do encourage you to come along. It's going to be a really good opportunity to see faces of people from other churches in Tenterden and to celebrate the Week of Prayer for Christian Unity together.
So that's a little bit about worship. Now, what else have we got for you? Well, the latest episode in our series on prayer, where to start and how to keep going. We've reached session 5, which is the halfway mark, and this particular episode is available from 7 o'clock this morning. It's based, you may remember, on Archbishop Stephen Cottrell's book of the same title, and each video is around 10 minutes long. If you're especially good, even shorter.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I seem to think yesterday's was like literally bang on 10 minutes. So I think it was the super music fading at the end that might have just tipped it over the edge. Now, the Church magazine, I was going to have a copy of this ready to show you, but you know what it looks like. The February one, hurrah! The February copy of the Church magazine is now out and it is in the church porch. Now, we'd like to ask if the distributors this month would please take your usual number because they won't be allocated in bundles. Because of the virus, we won't be collecting subscriptions either until at least the end of March. We do ask that you do not leave any money for the magazine in the porch at St Mildred's. We do trust you implicitly, and so you can pay later on.
A little bit now about the Tenterden Family Food Bank. For many families, food continues to be an issue. Thankfully, we have two well-supported charities locally that are able to step in and provide for both individuals and families with children. Now, thanks to your generosity in dropping your tins and packets at St Mildred's or at Waitrose or at St Michael's Post Office, the Tenterden Family Food Bank is able to supply boxes with enough non-perishable foods to make 40 meals. Now, alongside the Tenterden Family Food Bank sits the Old Schoolhouse Larder, which will supply home-cooked, nutritionally balanced children's meals to families along with a top-up bag of groceries. Now, in the days ahead, your help is going to be needed much more than ever. So please do continue to support these two causes in any way you can. Every tin or packet you hand in makes a real difference, as does every penny you give to the Old Schoolhouse Larder. Now, of course, if lots of us do this, there is plenty to go round.
Okay, thank you. Now, under the heading, Doing the Job Lying Down, last Sunday's live-streamed Food for Thought service presented us with a problem. How could we keep the slideshow operator's head out of the way?
It's quite a big one.
Probably more the shininess that was...
And the shininess.
So the solution was for said operator to lie on the floor. And if you look in Connect Up today, you will find a photo that shows the operator in position. And the bottom photo shows him struggling to get up, to make his way to the dais and lead the prayers. The poor
old chap. No wonder my back's hurting this week.
Oh.
Anyway, from back busting to stress busting, during last Sunday's aforesaid online Food for Thought service, we asked people to tell us how they cope with stress and about some of their achievements to boot. Now, Lindsay Roberts got in touch after the service. She couldn't do it during the service because she was helping to lead it, to tell us how she copes with stress. And in her case, it's by retreating to the hot tub away from the TV news, texts and emails. And by the way, Lindsay's daughter Charlotte climbed Mount Kilimanjaro at the age of 22, which is indeed quite an achievement. Now, Claire Haythornthwaite liked the sound of Lindsay Roberts' hot tub, but finds that exercise relieves her stress, whilst Robert Abel takes a more sedentary approach to the easing of his stress. He says, I read the newspaper backwards, and as I progress through the paper, the news gets worse, and by page 5 I give up reading any further. Now, if that doesn't work, he says, I think of all the stress I was under when working. Now retired, I realise how lucky I am, and any stress falls away. Well, thank you to Lindsay and to Claire and to Robert for their little tips on stress busting.
Yes.
Now, here's an interesting story.
This is a great story. I love this one. This is under the heading Trumping Trump. Now, Rosemary Chapman emailed us to say that 220 years ago, that's an awfully long time ago, my great-grandfather, 6 times great-grandfather, John Adams, whose photo is in Connect Up, the second US president, left office refusing to attend the inauguration of his successor, Thomas Jefferson. Adams was a cultured man of high principles, devout in his faith and aware of his responsibilities to the people. A Harvard law graduate, he was clear-headed with a legalistic mind, conscious of the responsibilities that he faced. Jefferson, on the other hand, was eager for power and possessed a charismatic nature that attracted people to him. The two men did not get on. Now, anyone who has seen the musical Hamilton will know this story. In later life, the two men actually became great friends. Strangely enough, John Adams's son, John Quincy Adams, the 6th president, was to repeat the same performance when he left office in March 1829. Now, in those days, as was the case in his father's time, elections were always held in March. Now, we thank Rosemary for that story.
Now, can I interject here?
You can definitely interject. I was just thinking, I hadn't realised that we had someone of, such lineage in our parish.
All I'm going to say at this point is that some of you will have read this story already in Connect Up during the week that we've just gone through. But the reason for putting it in again is because Nick Hudd has a little corollary. If that's it's not a euphemism. Can you read the next bit?
I can. So, Nick Hudd adds, I was interested to read Rosemary's account of her very great-grandfather, John Adams, the second president of the USA. Years ago, in some information about Benjamin Franklin, I came across a suggestion that when Franklin visited Tenterden, which I didn't know until I read Nick's email, he was accompanied by Adams. I have never managed to find any other further information to support or refute this. So does anyone out there have any clues as to possible sources of information? That would make 2 future heads of state to visit here, the other being Edward II, while Prince of Wales. Tenterden.
If you go to the Unitarian Church, there's a plaque on the wall that refers to Benjamin Franklin and his visit.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Now, vaccination station, Keith Hammond got in touch to draw our attention to the news that Ivy Court Surgery will be administering virus jabs as early as next week. Now, that's indeed good news, and we say a little prayer of thanks both for the vaccine and for all the team at Ivy Court and for all that they do for the people of our community.
Brilliant stuff. Now, going to move on to some celebrations. So, a veritable feast of January birthdays has come to light. Now, some, like Peter Sinese's, just after the event. So, Peter celebrated his birthday on Tuesday the 19th, and we do send him our very best wishes. But today is the day, Peter, that we will also light a candle for you. And then Mo Dobson and David Walsh both celebrate their birthday on Monday. That is the 25th. And then next Friday, Jim Walls, that's my dad, the Isle of Wight branch of the Tenterden Church's Supporters Club, will mark his special day. So let's pop open the champagne and celebrate with them all. Many happy returns. So we're going to light some candles.
So one for Peter. And then we've got Mo.
We have.
And we've got David.
Yep.
And then we've got one here for your dad, Jim. Okay, so those 4 are alight. Are we ready?
I think we almost
are.
So
get ready with the banner. Stand by, and we're up and running.
Okay, can you remember all the names? You remind me.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, you're going to do a little harmony today?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peter, Mo, David, Jim. Happy birthday to you.
Sorry, completely messed up the harmony there. I can't even remember the tune.
A very happy birthday.
Yes.
To all 4, and we hope that they have been or will be thoroughly spoiled.
I hope so too.
On their big day.
Yes.
Now then, as the candle fades away, we come to A Man for All Reasons. Now, this also appeared in Connect Up a few days ago, but we wanted to do a little video tribute to a certain gentleman, the Reverend John Emmett. Now, this brings us right back to the opening music. John Coltrane, jazz, playing Blue Train, title of piece of music. Very appropriate to John because John loves his jazz and other forms of music too, but makes an annual pilgrimage to Ronnie Scott's and also does an awful lot, or has done over the years particularly, for the Kent and East Sussex Railway. So we thought we'd combine a little piece of music with John's love of trains and jazz. Now, after giving 40 years of his life to St Michael's Church, and 24 of them as an ordained minister, John has now decided to call it a day. Now, we're very sad about this because John retires from a ministry which is still very much alive and well. And we, John's colleagues, are full of love and respect for a man with whom it has been just the greatest privilege to work. John's decision comes after weighing up the demands of ministry in the church today. Now, it's difficult to express in mere words our gratitude for all that John has done for the people of St Michael's over so many years, which is why we're going to hold a thank you party in his honour. Now, clearly this can't happen yet. After all, John's arrest at an event which breaks COVID restrictions would be a rather ignominious way to bring such an upstanding and outstanding career to an end. And so for now, it is merely a words alone thank you. Now, when the restrictions are eased, we'll have a little do at which we will shake John warmly by the hand and present him with his other love.
Indeed, yes.
Profiteroles. We're going to present him with the largest bowl of profiteroles the world has ever seen and challenge him to eat every single one. So, John, publicly, again, we thank you for all that you have done, for all that you have given, and we look forward to celebrating that properly in due course.
Yes.
Which leads very neatly
It does,
into the next item.
Which is called Pudding Wars. Now, Lenny White read about John Emmett's love of profiteroles and she remembered the time she ate. Go on, have a guess. Well, if you've read this, you'll already know. She ate 40 covered in silky, yummy chocolate sauce. The profiteroles, that is, not Lenny. Though after eating 40, she says, I could just about manage 2 or 3 profiteroles these days. Well, maybe Lenny and John should go head to head in a profiterole eating competition when the time comes. How many have you eaten? Perhaps you could let us know. Can you beat Lenny's 40?
And from 40 to 21. Mo Dobson got in touch before going to bed on Thursday to remind us that on Thursday evening we had the 21st minute of the 21st hour of the 21st day of the 21st year of the 21st century. So, Mo, thank you for pointing that out. And from that thought,
yes,
the thoughts of Chairman Mo, we go to Thought for the Week.
Yes. Is that over to me?
Over to you.
To me, to you. Today, our thought for the week comes from St John's Gospel. It is the story of the wedding in Cana of Galilee, which is also the Gospel reading for Sunday. So do take a look at that. We've also got a reflection based on that passage. And a prayer.
And a prayer.
It's all there. Okay.
So are the numbers to contact if you want any help, including just a listening ear. I say just a listening ear because that's often important. But if you need anything at all, don't hesitate to contact the numbers which appear in Connect Up this week. All the usual numbers are there, and you probably know them off by heart now. But there we are, ready to help.
Excellent.
And I think that's probably...
I think we're probably almost
about
there.
it, really.
Yes, getting some nice warmth from those candles today.
We are indeed. So we wish you a good weekend. And we exit, not pursued by a bear, but listening to John Coltrane and Blue Train. I hope.
Dun dun dun. Oh no.
System malfunction. Oh, here we go.
Excellent. Malfunction over. Take
Okay.
care. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.